And for 80 days, it seems. We are going to be live on the YouTube with the number one show on a Monday night anywhere in the world that features the outstanding comedians that we're featuring, and it's hosted by the most charming curmudgeon I know. Would you please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mike Langworthy?
Oh, thank
Yay!
you. Please. Yeah, I hear that curmudgeon word a lot. And I guess it must be true because, three people tells you it's a horse, you throw a saddle on it. Which, interestingly enough, is how my father married my mother, which
Hello.
I thought, when I heard the story as a young child, I thought it was charming. As I grew older, I became less enamored of it. But it was much different than the way I met my wife, where she was showing me to my seat at a theater where I was seeing a play, which is an interesting thing. Little side note for you who are new to show business: theaters are where you see plays. And she sat me down, and I was very charming. I turned to her and I said, "Oh, you look interesting. I like my women the way I like my coffee, cold and bitter." She found that appealing in a way, and the rest is not history. And I'm saying that because one of the things about which I probably get a lot of the he's a curmudgeon comments from is that there are things that just bug me, a lot of things that bug me. One of them is when people say the rest is history when it's not history. Like you ask, how did you guys meet? I was at a Starbucks and she asked me if I was going to finish that, and the rest is history. And I would say, no, the rest isn't history. That the rest is the rest of the story of how you met. If I were to ask you, say, how did you get to be the defendant in this war crimes trial? And the guy says, well, nobody complained when I took over Czechoslovakia. Nobody complained when I made Austria part of the German Empire. And then I invaded Poland, and the rest is history. See, that is an accurate depiction. It's an accurate depiction of, or an actual description of what he's saying. The rest, in that case, the rest actually is history. And a dark, dark day in history it was. So it's just the sort of thing that, you guys are going to be missing a lot of starting next Sunday when you think to yourself, I really should be going over to the open. Oh, yeah. No, he's got other things to do, which is sad. I don't have other things to do. Chuck Roy, who produces the show, does have other things to do, and I'm just left, as they say in the farm country, sucking hind tit.
Right.
Again, which is not intended as any kind of a sexual reference, unless, of course, you're into bestiality. And if you are, you shouldn't be on this show. You should be putting a shrink on speed dial and getting some help. So anyway, enough about that.
I'm gonna miss you, Mike, man. I'm gonna miss you. I mean, you're the kind of host I like, just the way I like my coffee, cold and bitter and black. Wait a minute. That's wrong. I'm sorry.
Not all wrong. As it happens, I don't happen to be black. If you could take those digital sunglasses off.
Maybe I need to turn my contrast down on my screen. I guess
perhaps you must, but that's all right, Chip. I appreciate the sentiment. I had other more racially tinged versions of I like my coffee the way I like my women. So you really opened the door to something that I'm probably not going to go through. Anyway, enough of all of that. Why don't we start putting performers on? Some of you people have been kind enough to take time out of your day to get on here.
That's a novel idea. Well, that's
It's certainly not, it's not the way I usually work, but sure, well, let's do that. Let somebody else talk for a while.
You changed the format of the show. Jesus.
Well, I'm a sucker for a red hoodie, so I think Catherin will be the first.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh, you know what? It might not be a hoodie because it might be that what I saw was the.
No, it is. It is.
Oh, God.
Little
Yo,
Red Riding Hood.
She's here in the hood.
James Longshore, ladies and gentlemen, all the way
That's my time. See ya.
from Bucharest, Romania, to do a Little Red Riding Hood joke. All right. So anyway, Catherin Shea, lives in Boulder. Is a very interesting, very intelligent woman who does comedy based on all aspects of her private life. And she's going to share a little bit of that with you tonight. Please, let's all give her a big round of applause. Catherin Shea. Catherin Shea, ladies.
Hello. Thank you, Mike. And thank you, Chuck, for convening us all these years. I just think this is amazing that we're all here together when we should really be busy prepping for the end of days. Holidays. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Don't bother. I know some of you already have your cans of Franks and beans, but what's the point? After the day of reckoning, none of us will have Wi-Fi. No TikTok, no Instagram, no purpose. You know, I'm a single mom. People like to give single moms advice. And as soon as I became a single mom, I had this one friend, she kept telling me, you got to get yourself out there. Your kid needs a father. So I immediately texted her husband. I did. I'm like, hey, your wife wants to see other people. My kid is biracial. She's Asian American. So I'm pretty sure I know who the father is. Any parent will tell you that your kid gets the worst qualities from the other parent.
Sure.
I thought for sure by the age of 17, my kid would be a raging alcoholic. She hasn't had one beer. I blame her father. She's a high school senior and we're in the college application phase. And I tell you, I don't know how these kids do it. It is so stressful for me. She's like, Mom, you said you would pay for any college I got into. And I'm like, yeah, I said that when you were failing math. She's different. You know, when I was growing up, I really felt like the protector in my family. My bedroom was positioned so I could see the top of the stairs from behind. So I'd sit up all night waiting for some intruder to come into the house and so I could attack him. You know, think La Femme Nikita in pajamagrams. But my kid is a little different. She's more like Chucky. I'll wake up sometimes in the middle of the night. She's standing in my bedroom doorway, just grinning, staring at me. It's terrifying. So I'm hoping one of you will come over here and rescue me before she finds out I'm on her computer. Yeah. I am single, like I said, and you know, we've all had that experience where we're looking for love and trying to make that love connection. You know, I was seeing this one guy on a regular basis, and we'd get to talking, and we'd do that small talk, and I could just feel the tension building. So finally, I'm like, "Hey, what are you looking for in a woman?" And he's like, "Ma'am, I've got other customers." This is the last time I go to that Conoco. Some guys, you know, they don't know how to be emotionally available. I mean, I get it. We're all afraid to be vulnerable, you know, show our feelings. I was dating this one guy and he was like, you know, I'm just afraid that once a woman gets to know me, she may not like me. And I'm like, yeah, I can see that. gosh, that would be so mean. Before I was a mom, I was a lawyer.
Mhm.
And I used to do something that a lot of lawyers do when I was in court. Play dumb. The judges ask a lot of hard questions. The judge is like, can you explain how the drugs got into your client's backpack? I'm like, no, Your Honor, we can't. And they're like, oh, you want a full explanation? One moment, please. Your Honor, it was a Christmas miracle. Santa put them in there. All right. Happy holidays, you guys. That's my time. Thank you so much.
Wow.
Thank you, Catherine. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. I don't know, man. I think something's wrong with me. I'm not feeling the need to be unpleasant to everybody.
Oh.
There's something wrong about this. Maybe I had a disturbing phone call just before I got on here. But on the other hand, earlier today, everything was going great. I found out that my girlfriend's getting out of juvie in a week. I was thinking, you know what I'm saying? I was thinking things were going to go well, and then something happened. Okay, at any rate, I am going to bring our next performer on. One thing that my guest slash partner in another project didn't know is that people come to this thing like from all over the world. The next person doesn't come from all over the world, but he comes. Which is, I think, legally still referred to as a separate country. Canada is they still have their own seat in the UN, right?
That's right.
Okay, so anyway, please welcome him if you will. He came on from another, like, sort of segued over from another microphone. Why don't you guys all just fuck off? Just fuck right through.
And Mike is back. He's not.
Oh, you're so hilarious. All right. Anyway, sorry. No, I don't even want to bring him up. You know, it's fine. You know what? He's a funny guy in his own right, and he's one of the best Canadian comedians I know that have a lot of ship paintings in the background whenever he comes on the show. If you will, Bob Kirk.
Well, it's good to be here. It's nice to be here. And thanks for getting me on early, Mike. Wow.
Pleasure.
Before bedtime. Oh, man. You know what? Everybody, one thing we all have in common, right? Our birthdays, right? I had mine just last Monday. Yeah. December 5th.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, thanks. You know, your actual birthday, your born day, was probably your worst birthday because that was a lot of pressure. But you never remember it. Apparently, there's a cave drawing of mine. Yeah. What a way to come into the world, right? Some stranger slaps you, makes you cry. You go swaddling to your mom. You're like, no thanks. I'll pass on the breast. Formula, please. With a shot of Jameson's. Best birthday gift I ever got was my kids leaving me alone. When you're a potential parent that wants to adopt, you're under a lot of scrutiny, filling out a lot of paperwork, criminal checks. Yet when you're a natural parent, there's no scrutiny, no written test, no practical exam. It's like you're getting a side of beef at the butcher. They put you on the scales like, your baby's 8 pounds, 9 ounces. Good luck. You'll need it. Would you like me to wrap that I told him my favorite rub. Oh, shouldn't there be a parent test? You know, like a driving test to see if you're fit or even qualified to be a parent? Oh, they test you when you drive a car. If you crash the car, you wreck a piece of metal or plastic. But if you suck at being a parent, you wreck a kid's life. Oh, outrage. Oh, a friend of mine and his wife, they wanted to adopt, right? And they thought there was way too much work to adopt a baby. So they thought they would adopt a teenager because they thought that would be easier. No sleepless nights, no teething, no diapers. So I saw him, I go, so 3 criminal lawyers later, I was like, so how'd that adopt a teenager thing work out for you? He put a positive spin on it. He says, well, I don't have to pay for 3 meals a day anymore. Well, at least for 3 to 5 years. Birthdays are something everyone gets, like a disease, only nicer. Oh, I'm just happy to still be alive. At my age, a birthday is a surprise. Every birthday's a surprise birthday. I'm still here. Give me cake and a shot of Jameson. Yeah. If I was born again, does that mean I would get 2 birthday parties? I might consider being born again if I get 2 gift bags. Oh, I had so many candles on my cake, I could hardly hear the birthday song over the sounds of the smoke detectors going off. It was a really nice surprise. Even the fire department came by. Talk about being roasted. Oh, for my girlfriend's birthday, there were no candles. We ran out. Oh, for my birthday, there was none left in the house. So for the cake, I just used road flares. You can't blow road flares out. No matter how hard you blow. When I was a kid, we would play catch the lawn dart. The game only ended when somebody at my party had to go to the hospital to get the lawn dart removed from their skull. They always won the prize, though. Dart. Yeah. And the home lobotomy kit. Instead of gifts from my kids, I get donation cards for me to donate my body parts to something or other. I think they'd look at me as one big charitable write-off. I'm worth more for parts than I am for my whole body. Medical schools are starting to bid on me. Yeah. Oh, God. Titanium knees are worth a lot on the secondary market. And that about sums me up. My hospital sends me a card every year. I hope this card finds you healthy enough to write us a check for research. I wrote back, what kind of guarantee can you give me on my health? Haven't heard back from them yet. No. Oh. I modeled some of my clothes for my girlfriend. For my birthday. Her favorite was my birthday suit. She said, could you send that out to get cleaned and get the wrinkles ironed out? Anyway, I'm going to leave you with that. Thanks so much, everybody. It's nice to be here again. Yeah.
Bob,
Yeah.
Yay.
Bob Kirk, ladies and gentlemen. And always great to see you. And I'll miss you. Looking forward to perhaps returning sometime in the spring, but who knows? You never know. You never know. Speaking of returning in the spring, the Swallows do that. And Chipp Jones returns to this open mic every once in a while, like the Swallows. They do it by themselves, and he does it with the help of modern technology. He'll tell you all about it. All I can tell you is he's Washington, D.C., great guy, has long hair. You really should show Rob the long hair while he's still here. So please give a big round of applause. Everybody clap for Chipp Jones, ladies and gentlemen.
Yay.
Woo.
Here's my hair. I actually cut a foot and a half of it off last week. I had to go to a funeral, so I tried to even it up.
Yeah.
But I was going to tell Bob. I knew a girl in high school who could blow out a road flare. Best summer of my life, I'll tell you. The best summer of my life.
Yeah.
Oh, God, those were the days. Everybody finished with their Christmas shopping?
Uh,
No?
I haven't started.
Haven't even started. Yeah. Well, as men, we don't start till the 23rd, 24th. It's a contest sort of thing, Iron Man present buying. Christmas are weird for me because I'm a father, and I can remember when my son was about 8 years old. He came home from school and he's like, "Dad," he's like, "Is Santa real, or do you and Mom put those presents underneath the tree?" And I'm like, "What? Did you hear something in school? What's going on? Why are you asking that question?" He's like, "Dad, you got to tell me the truth. You got to be honest with me, because if I find out you're lying, I'm going to have trust issues the rest of my life." I'm like, oh my God, my little lawyer psychologist here. So I decided to be truthful. I told him, I said, Santa's a spirit, but your mom and I actually put the presents underneath the tree. And his eyes welled up and he starts to whimper. And I look at him and I said, you really wanted me to lie to you, didn't you? And he's like, yes. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I would have felt bad, but the little fucker dined me out as soon as my wife came home. He ran up to her. He's like, "Mom, Dad told me there's no Santa Claus." And she starts crying too. And suddenly I'm the Grinch, But that's it. That's it. When you've got family and kids, a lot of times it's like diffusing a bomb. You're trying to figure out which wire to cut, the red one or the blue one, and it doesn't matter, because whichever wire you cut, the shit's gonna blow up in your face anyhow. It doesn't matter. You're gonna die. It just doesn't matter. I remember one of the earlier Christmases in my marriage, I fell for that thing. It's like during when the economy took a downturn, and my wife was like, "Oh, we need to save money. We'll get presents for people, but we won't exchange presents." Never fall for that. There we are, Christmas morning, and my wife hands me a present, and I'm like, "Wait, I thought we weren't exchanging presents. You didn't get me anything?" I'm like, "What? You don't know how hard it is to try to buy jewelry on a Christmas Sunday morning at 7 a.m. I mean, I did it, but it's not easy to do, I'll tell you. So that's why I tell newlywed guys or guys that move in with their girlfriends, I said, here's the deal: buy a present beforehand, some kind of earrings or something, and a card, and just hide it somewhere in the house, So you always have a present on standby, when they go, "Hey, this is the anniversary of our 75th time we had sex, not in your car. What'd you get me?" He said, "But don't make the mistake that I did. Don't just sign the outside of the envelope. Be sure to open the card." Because I went to my stash and I gave my wife the president card. She opened the card up and said, "Happy Hanukkah." I blew it.
Yeah.
I blew that one, And when you move in with a woman, allow her to make all the design choices in the house, whatever she wants, let her have. The only thing that you need to concern yourself about is the couch. Make sure that you choose the couch. Make sure it's wide enough to sleep on for 4 days, comfortable. I mean, it's gonna be your second home. Second home. Make sure it gets a good view of the big TV. Just make sure. I've been married for 30 years. You can clap for my wife. And I did the due diligence. Find out what the perfect gift. What's the appropriate gift for 30-year anniversary. Anybody know what it is?
No.
It's pearl. Pearl is the appropriate gift. But when I went to my bank website, it said back rub. Back rub is the appropriate gift. My wife got a beautiful back rub, and I got a card from Wells Fargo saying I was overdrawn. Pissed me off. Because I mean, I was overdrawn because they charged me $5 checking fee for the account, and I only had $250. So that meant I went $250 in the red, and then they charged me $35 for going in the red. So now I'm $37.50 in the red. It's a scam. But I'll go out on that rant because I think I've run out of time. I thank you guys for listening, and I'm Chip from DC.
Woo!
Great job. Great job. Really amusing takes on a sad, sad life. Well, no, I'm just saying. I mean,
I know.
I know
You find happiness that it's not your life. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
it's like rubbernecking a car accident. Hey,
Yeah.
it's not me.
What do you do when it's not your life, but it's an upgrade from your life? Sure. Oh, anyways, I'm just starting to all of these months, and it's been years now, Chuck. It's been years since we've been doing this show. That was the show. So I just don't know what to do. I just don't. James, you ready to go? The next guy, James, is coming to us from Bucharest, Romania. I don't know why. He lives there.
I haven't worked it into my set yet. The whole explanation.
It's hard to come up with something that rhymes badly with Romania. So how could you have? Okay, I'm done. I'm back to my normal self, I guess. Anyway, James came to us pretty early on in doing this thing during the pandemic, and he's been steadfast, and his parents come frequently to watch him.
I've had good haircuts. I've had bad haircuts. It's been a while.
You've been on your way to working on a movie, and then not. You've had the whole thing, and you've had parents. It's I don't know. I say I don't know if it's that. Just life has taken you apart, or if one continent is as close as your parents want to get to you.
Oh man,
I haven't really able to figure that out, so I'm just going to. I mean, I got my opinion. Don't get me wrong. But,
that's what I like about you, Mike. You're always building bridges for people.
That's right. Best case across the Atlantic.
That's right.
Mike is like, I am feeding you so much to work off of.
Yeah.
And yet, it's 5 in the morning in Romania.
I'm going to end my introduction with that and say clap for James Longshore.
Mike, I have 10 minutes tonight, right? Because I missed last month.
Not have 10 minutes. You're rapidly approaching 4.
Okay. Because you know how much I love going over my time. I mean, hate going over my time.
Yes.
Yeah. I hate it. No, I missed last month because of the teeth. I'm actually getting dental work.
Oh, really?
In Romania. Yes, because you can get the $1 million smile, only 10K. 10K. Bangs included. Only problem, fucking communicating with the Romanian dentist. It's like pulling teeth. It's no, but I actually had one more joke about the teeth thing, and now I'm blanking on it. So I'm gonna move on. How about that prisoner swap last week, guys? I will trade you 1 pot smoker for 1 arms dealer. Somebody got the short end of the joint there. I am celebrating my 12th anniversary today in Romania, my 12th year here. Mhm.
Hi. Thank you.
I will tell you a fun fact about Romania to celebrate. Biggest elevator and escalator company here is Schindler. So very frequently, I find myself on Schindler's Lift.
Oh,
A lot of people say we're living through bad times right now, like it's bad times, and it's like, why couldn't I have lived in a different time? You know, why couldn't I have lived through the Enlightenment or the Renaissance? The only Renaissance I'm living through is Beyonce's new album. It is hard times. It is hard times, but you know, hard times call for more sex. Am I right? Better than shitty times, which call for more toilet paper. I am excited for the New Year's. I am excited for the New Year's. I am excited to be celebrating 1985. I hope it won't be 1984 again. It's been a good year. It's been a great year. I went to Copenhagen. Anybody ever been to Copenhagen?
Yeah.
Anybody know? It's in Denmark, which is not a den of marks. It's not. Actually, more Hans and Anders. Like it really should be Den Hans Ansers. Really. More Danish. There's nothing rotten in the state of Denmark except the food prices. It's so expensive. Like you have two choices in Copenhagen, lose weight or lose money. Easiest thing to do is find an expensive restaurant. And after lunch, my wife wanted to like hold my arm and I said, it's going to cost you a kiss. And she's like, that's the best deal I had all day. Yeah.
It's charming.
I don't know. Are you calling my wife charming? Because you'd be right.
She just said charming.
Yeah, so Copenhagen, I don't know why they're so rich there. Like with what resources? They live in Antarctica light. I also got to go to Rome. I went to Rome for the premiere of a film I am in. I don't know if you guys know. I've been doing really well acting as an actor here in Romania. I recently played Rapey Guy. Yeah, I didn't even have to like meet the director or go to a casting. Right from my picture, they were like, "That's the guy." And I went to the premiere of the latest project in Rome. Unless you think I'm a big actor and want to IMDb me, I had to pay for my own premiere. I had to pay for my own hotel. It was pretty cheap. It was like near the train station. I had to get through like walk through like rats and homeless people and Carbonari. Carbonari are Italian cops, and they are way worse than US cops because they're not racist at all. They'll beat the shit out of anybody. Christmas is here. I'm glad Christmas is here. All I want for Christmas is my new front teeth. I love Christmas so much. I love Christmas so much. I want to marry Christmas. My favorite holiday, it's my most favorite holiday. My least favorite holiday comes once a month, Ovulation Day. I'll be celebrating New Year's in Tel Aviv, but don't Tel Aviv.
Okay. Oh, Jesus.
No, I'm excited to go. I like Jews. Man, I like all kinds of Jews. I like apple juice. I like orange juice. I am very excited to go there. I am so excited about hummus. I am not excited about Hamas. I'll end with a quick fun with celebrity names. You know, there was this like awesome band, rock and roll band in the 80s, and they got really popular, and their lead singer, Axl, rose to fame. All right. I won't wait for the delay on the laughter. I'll just. Merry Christmas, everybody. My Christmas tree. Merry Christmas.
Longshore, ladies and gentlemen. Woo, man. I'm
Thank you,
so
Mike.
in love
Round
with
of applause for our host, everybody.
Yay.
Can't kiss my ass now, James. I'm already into it.
That's right.
Nice. I'm so in love with Christmas. I want to marry Christmas.
That's beautiful.
It's the joke that couldn't be unheard.
That's I'm gonna tell every elementary school kid that joke from now on. It's like, that's gonna be a classic.
Yes, that's true. That's right up there with why is 6 afraid of 7?
Right. Because 7 raped 9. I mean, no, 7.
Oh,
Sorry.
Who hurt
sorry.
you, Chip? Who hurt you? Anyway,
it was nice to hear James talk about, them picking his photo out as a rapey guy. I mean, it was nice to see that was happening on a movie set and not on a police station like normally. So that was good.
also a telling commentary on show business that typecasting goes on all around the world. So congratulations on that movie, by the way. It's great that you're working. I'm not. This isn't work. But at any rate, our next guy is coming in from New York. I believe he lives on Long Island now, and very funny. I know you're going to like him. Please welcome Bruce Lipsky.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. For those who don't know me, just a little facts about me. I was born in upstate New York, and I was circumcised by a country doctor. And I just found out his name. His name was Moyle Haggard. Yeah. So anyway, my wife got one of those Keurig coffee machines, those fancy machines.
Yeah.
And as a wake me up every morning, she likes to have a K cup. For me, as a wake me up every morning, I prefer a D cup.
nice.
My wife and I just went on an all-inclusive jungle safari, and one morning we ran into a pack of wild animals. We were terrified we'd be trampled. It turns out that the bell rang for the opening of the breakfast buffet. Man, those bipeds, I tell you, they're animals. I recently went to a local county fair, and they had tons of animals there. They even had some peacocks, which surprised me because I never knew those green veggies had penises. And they even had a contest for the pea with the biggest cock. I'm not sure, but I think it was won by the black-eyed pea. Not exactly sure about that. I recently came back from France. I was in France and in Paris, and I visited a guillotine factory. And I met the owner there, and he seemed really sad. I said, "What's going on?" He said, "It's really tough getting ahead these days." And nobody wants to stick their neck out anymore.
Huh.
I have a friend who owns a funeral home, and to drum up some business, he has a new motto. Now he says, "We welcome all our new clients with folded arms." I have a friend who's a Slav, and he's in the witness protection program. I guess he's trying to stay incognito. Anybody here play pickleball? You know, pickleball is one of the hottest new sports out there. You know, it's like ping pong on the tennis court. I just couldn't get into it. You know, I found it impossible hitting those fermented cucumbers. I tried half sours. I tried gherkins. I even tried poached hills. They don't bounce. They just splat. It's tough, man. You know, you may not have heard this. Recently in Coney Island, there was a big fire at the pier there, and the Carnival Funhouse just burnt down. Now it's all just smoke and mirrors. Yeah. Now, every time my wife drives, I get the sweats. I start to shake, and I get very nauseous. I went to my doctor, and he diagnosed me with autoimmune disease.
Sorry, run that by me again.
Run that by you again. Every time my wife drives, I get nauseous, the shakes, and I start to sweat. My doctor diagnosed me with autoimmune disease.
Yeah. So I did hear it. Okay, go ahead.
Things have been a little dry around my house lately, so you know, to spice things up, I hired a couple of strippers. My wife got really excited when they came over the house. They asked, "Where can we start taking things off?" I said, "Start in the master bedroom. That's where we have most of the wallpaper." You know, my diner in town just hired a new short order cook, but I think he was a former baseball umpire. Because every time he makes pancakes, he yells, "Batter up." Oh boy. My nephew was getting married, so I took him out to Vegas. And out in Vegas, I rented a couple of suites. At least that's what the escort service called them. Let's see, there was Almond Joy, there was Bit of Honey, and my favorite, Butterfingers. You know, I got a dear friend who's just bought a farm, and he's also a mathematician. I asked him, "Do you use a John Deere to plow your fields?" He says, "No, he uses a protractor." A little delayed reaction over there. You know, I have a friend who's into drag racing. He invited me to one of their events. I was totally surprised. I never knew guys can run so fast wearing 6-inch heels. Oh, let's see, where else am I? I tell you. Where am I? You know, I have an aquarium, and I raise the smartest fish. In fact, one of my fish just graduated medical school. Now he's a board certified sturgeon. Yeah. And recently I went to a formal event, and the barmaid asked if I wanted a drink. So I said Mai Tai. She answered, "I figured so. It goes very well with your tuxedo." And one last thing, I don't know what my time is up or not, but you know, I have some friends who are ghosts, and they're furnishing their new haunted house. So as a housewarming present, I got them a gift certificate to Bed Bath and the Great Beyond. I think I'll leave on that note. Thank you very much. And welcome back to the Borchfeld.
You know, we still have a couple of more comics to go, but I don't know. Chuck, you mentioned something at the beginning of the show about something that you do. Sure, the open mic, we can advertise it. It's going away. So take a screenshot. What do we do anything? Is there any other, something else every year my daughter is in a special needs friendly theater company's production of a jukebox musical, which coincidentally I helped to write. And the organization is called magicmomentsinc.org. They do a show every year. In my opinion, the shows are quite entertaining in their own right, and they're amazing when you think that a third of the cast every year has special needs, some of which are visible and some of which are not. So go to magicmomentsinc.org and take a look at their website. And if you're ever in and for those of you who are in the Denver area, or if anyone is coming around spring break time next year, make sure you come and see the show. You won't regret it. This year's show is going to be even more fun than they usually are. It's a real romp as a bunch of nerds travel across the country trying to get an envelope that they got from Secret Agent 007 to Liberty Island to deliver to someone in the base of the Statue of Liberty.
Mhm.
If that doesn't get you excited, then you're not capable of becoming excited. Coincidentally, it doesn't make me excited, and it makes, which is concerning. I'll be honest with you. At any rate, Chuck, there must be some other fine Oh, well, of course, this. Why don't you
Yes,
talk?
Mike.
Why don't you talk about this?
Mike Elevating Connections provides programs to youth who are separated from their siblings by the foster care system. So we like the programs they do, so we donate 10% of every ticket sold to Elevating Connections. We also donate 10% of our private event fees and whatnot. So it's a good organization, and happy to work with them. They do good stuff. Follow our link tree to find out where we go from here. Stay tuned to our social medias and whatnot. We have shows coming up in Vernal, Utah, and locally in Colorado as well. If you're watching on our YouTube channel, please subscribe. And if you're a Longshore, or if Denny's here, I don't know if Denny made it, but I do have VIP packages for you. Those of you who are general admission customers or watching on the YouTube, I also have prizes for you. Those will come up in just a moment. But you can't enjoy these, by the way. These are just for the VIP customers. And so for the Longshores, I got you a New Year's to remember. That's Times Square, New Year's Eve 2000. So just anytime you want to have New Year's Eve. You're virtually there, or whatever. Is it January 12th? Is it July 18th? You have your own New Year's whenever and wherever you like. Also, sending you to Champagne, France. Why not? Gonna have champagne for New Year's. Might as well virtually send you to Champagne, France. So enjoy champagne and champagne in Champagne. That'll be really fun. And then got you these noisemakers for New Year's Eve. I thought those would be a little bit of a good time. 2 toots for you two. These noisemakers are a good time for me. I'll tell you that. So you have them, I'll have them, whatever you got to do. And then got you a Carol Channing.
Yeah.
Yep.
She just really wants to wish you a happy new year, and I just wish you could sail on the love boat with Captain Stupid. But you can't.
I love it when you're channeling Channing. It's a beautiful thing.
I don't do many impressions, and Carol Channing is proof of that. Also got you this, New Year's Eve, it's hard to get dinner reservations, so I had to, you're seated with this lady. She's really nice, but you do have New Year's Eve dinner virtually anytime you'd like. And there it is. It's chicken or fish. I'm not sure, but it's yours. It's really close up. I believe there's some tomato in there. And clearly, if we have meals, got to have a salad. So Chef Scapone.
Yeah.
Nothing goes better with a fancy meal than a salad.
Right. That's Chef Mark Scapone from the Colorado Comedy Show's virtual events catering staff. Best salad maker in the world. Now, the other people got Dick Clark's Rockin' New Year's Eve. And for general admission, this is what you get. This is Clark Dick. He is an Allied insurance sales representative. And a really good guy. You get to hang out with him whenever you like, just especially on New Year's Eve. He doesn't have plans. So So you can spend New Year's Eve just rocking out with Clark Dick. And we have a make your own champagne kit. Boy, that is tasty. You're gonna love this champagne. Might not be ready for a couple weeks from now, but is it gonna be
That's
good?
Do they call that vine to table? Is that what they call it?
Yes, vine to table. And then here's some noisemakers. The whole family. Everything. Everything's amazing in their world. Oh my God. The most amazing sippy cup. Oh my God. It's the most amazing juice in my most amazing sippy cup. And of course, on New Year's Eve, general admission, folks, you get to stay at the Ramada in Bangor, Maine.
Yay.
All the good New Year's Eve parties will be yours. And well, we don't have a food budget for you, general admission folks, so you get cookies and milk. And
I was going to ask you what goes with cookies and milk.
a delicious salad. Gotta have a salad. Those are what we call fiber optics here in the graphics department. And for you heterosexuals out there, there you go. There you go. That's Tiffany. Really nice.
Little eye candy for the straight people. I really appreciate you joining.
Wait, even for the straight women, is it the eye candy for the straight women?
Chef Capone's there. We got all the bases covered.
You don't have to toss.
We've been served. We've been served.
Oh, for the W.
There you go, heterosexuals. Go on about your day.
Yes. In answer to your question, Lorna Batters, yes. And it was a private question, okay? Maybe I don't own me, you people. No corner of my life that can remain private. God. Sorry, I got a little hot with you.
Hey, Mike.
What?
If I'm still excited after 4 hours about your musical, who do I call?
Yeah, call magicmomentsinc.org.
Okay, all right.
You may actually don't call, you just go online and there will be a phone number and you'll be able to purchase tickets or make a donation to the organization, and many people with a range of disabilities will benefit from it. So
Sweet.
And people with no disabilities at all, because they benefit from it too, from in a show with people who have different abilities.
And you as an audience member benefit just watching.
Yes, because you'll be entertained. It's going to be chock full of laughs this year. But I don't want to keep talking about that, because among my favorite performers that have been on the open mic is going to be performing right now. And he's been on, you may have seen him in many guises, those of you who've seen other shows, as Oog, son of Og, prehistoric attorney, attorney at law. You may have seen Bronco Bradd, and now you're just going to see the ancient baby boomer. And give him a big round of applause, Ed Smythe. Ed Smythe.
Well, yeah, thank you very much, Sir Rick. I'm glad I was able to get up from my nap to do this crazy coop thing, whatever you got here. This what do you call this? This thing here is Zumba, the Zoom flume. I tell you, it's not like the old days. Back when I was a kid, the only thing we could play with was Etch-a-Sketch. You had to turn the knob one way and then turn the knob the other way and then turn the knob this way and then turn the knob that way. And after 2 hours, all you got was a square man smoking a square pipe with a square hat and blowing out square smoke rings. And after all these squares, our fingers hurt for days. Yeah, it's it's just like these kooky video games you kids play nowadays. Boop, 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 boop. Back in my day, all we had to play with was lawn charts. You had to grab the lawn chart and you had to swing your arm back and then swing it forward and then it would fly through the air and land squarely into your brother's chest. And yeah, hey, Mike, good thing I got something for you, Mike. I made a mixtape for you. Yeah, it's the best of Bobby Sherman. Oh, maybe you know somebody named Julie, and you can sing that Julie, 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 do you love me? It wasn't easy listening to music back when I was a kid. We didn't have this streaming music. What do you call spoofify, rectify, specify? We had to open up the cellophane with our bare teeth and pull out the cassette, and then we had to put it into the boom box and then press not 1, 2, but 3 buttons. Play, record, and pause. And we had to sit for hours waiting for our favorite song to come on so we could press the pause and record it. And after all that waiting, our heads hurt for days. It's just like these wacky kids driving around in your poopy doopy cars there, with the fancy tires and the rims that spin around, back in my day, all we had was Uniroyal. And we had to watch those crazy commercials with Uni, Roy, and Al. And we had to sit there going, what kind of parent would name their child Uni? We had to think about this so much, our brains hurt for days. Oh, yeah. It's just like, you kids now, you use this crazy stuff called what's it called? The crappy coin, creepy coin, Tales from the Crypt coin. Back in my day, we had to use giant Eisenhower dollar coins. We had to pull our leather purse apart with all our might and pull the Eisenhower dollar out to pay for a bazooka bubble gum, which had the consistency of a road tire that's been sitting in the desert for a month. And after all that pulling, our arms hurt for days. Yeah, well, it's just like I'm running out of breath just complaining. I'm going to run out of breath because, it's like you kids watching football, you get these 2-minute warning at the end of the game and you can go get a snack or the bathroom. Back in my day, we didn't have 2-minute warnings. If you had to go to the bathroom, you had to run before the next snap started. And sometimes you're rushing so fast, you accidentally zipped up your pee-pee in your zipper. And it hurt for days. Well, I'm tuckered out just complaining, so I'll give it back to Mike.
Ancient baby boomer. Ancient baby boomer, ladies and gentlemen. Comes in and visits once in a while, and we just, you have to understand, he's been through a lot. He has.
Yeah.
He took the greatest economic power in the history of the world and drove it into the dirt. And takes tremendous amount. You don't have a lot left when you're an old man. And of course, the kids don't come, they don't write, none of that. So the ancient baby boomer, ladies and gentlemen. And I would like to bring on our final performer for the evening. No, let's not let the position of any of these people make any judgments about the quality of their work. I've loved Lorna. She's also in Canada, but when she starts to speak, you'll understand that.
Well, I mean, she's the last one, so she's the best. She's the best. I mean, come on. Let's just go ahead. Let's go ahead and say it. She's the best.
Chipp always be closing Jones. I think you're going to love her, and when you listen to her speak, you'll be beguiled by it. It's just the tiny whisper of an accent from her former home. Got to Toronto. Please welcome Lorna Batters, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Oh, yep, I am Lorna. I want to say, Bruce, you can look at my name. I obviously make the best pancakes. But unfortunately, I've heard there's a dirty wee rumour going around about me. They're saying I'm an alcoholic. And I'd like to say, clear it up now. I'm not. Alcoholics quit, right? I'm just Scottish. And in Scots Gaelic, they have a word for whiskey. It's ushka bear. When you translate that back into English, it's part of life. So it's not like us Scots want to drink. We literally have to stay alive. I mean, and don't get me wrong, there's some people in Scotland that don't drink. Oh, there's people in hospital, for example, that are nil by mouth. And to be fair, there are a wee group of teetotalers. We don't trust them. You know, just like the English. But yes, alcohol is clearly part of our culture. You know the song, everybody knows this song, like, well, I walk 500 miles. Yeah, people think it's a love song. No, it's what people in the more remote areas of Scotland will do just to get to a pub. And I don't understand, like, why don't they just build one like I've done? Not that difficult. It took a year. But I had to. Alcohol does make us stronger people. It's given me confidence, and it's helped me answer like the bigger questions in life. You know, like, Lorna, why did you like take over the karaoke last night? Well, I was very, very drunk. Lorna, why did you do that wet t-shirt competition last week? Well, I was very, very drunk. Lorna, why did you marry an English man? Well, you get it, right? Please send help. Please send help. But you know, there's so many things that we need alcohol for. There's a thing called skulk, right? It's a whiskey aperitif that you have before breakfast. And if you saw what the Scottish eat for breakfast, you'd want to burn your stomach lining. Not only does it have like black pudding, white pudding, like sheep stuff, haggis. Haggis is part of breakfast. I'd eat it like for every meal if I could.
Whoa.
And then there's a Cayley. A Cayley it's best to be drunk when you go to a Cayley. That's a Scottish country dance. And you need to be floppy because they will grab you. It's basically unarmed combat. They will throw you around. I still never found my shoe for my first one. So you need to be floppy or you will die. The last one, of course, not the last one because there's millions. But Hug Me, of course, New Year's Eve has a lot of alcohol involved. It's you're supposed to do this first footing something where a guy, you send your husband out. I like that bit. And then after you're supposed to come back in. That's good. But that's the tradition. And they're supposed to bring 3 things. Coal, so your family will never go cold. Bread, so your family will never go hungry. And whiskey, because if you don't get the other 2, you won't give a flying. For folks, when everybody's like, oh, is the glass half empty? Is it half full? It's refillable. and Slanchava. That's me. Thank you very much.
Orna Batters. Ladies and gentlemen. I know what you're thinking. Oh my God, this is the last show we're going to do for an indefinite, maybe forever. Who knows? I don't want it to end. Well, this is your lucky night. While Laura was on stage, another person checked into the show, somebody who's a regular here who has done spots many times. And
Hey!
pets that would frighten even large children, much less. Recently moved to New York. I was able to see her last week and had a lovely time, which I'm sure she won't tell you about, as she's not telling anyone about. And please welcome Danny Rydell as our special guest performer.
Thank you. Thank you, Mike. So I have mixed feelings about bathrooms on trains. Like, on one hand, there are times you need them. There are times we all need a bathroom on a train. But on the other hand, they invite trouble. They invite trouble and they invite chaos. Okay. I've lived in New York for almost a year. I have seen some shit on the subways, but I have seen worse shit on New Jersey Transit. Okay.
Yeah, girl.
I honestly haven't even seen anything that crazy on the subway. Like, I still haven't seen a subway masturbator. That's part of my New York virginity I have yet to lose. The weirdest thing I've ever seen on the subway was a homeless couple feeding each other Oreos with chopsticks. It's actually really romantic and adorable. Except I just watched as all these Oreos fell to the floor of the subway, and I'm a very anxious person, and all I could think was, oh my God, a dog is going to come on the subway and eat those Oreos and get like chocolate poisoning and need immediate medical attention and can't get it because it's on the subway, and the dog's poor family is just going to be hunched over the dog as it gasps for breath, like weeping helplessly. Is there a veterinarian on the fucking subway? And the dog just foams at the mouth and all the Oreo crumbs start to build up. I'm a very anxious person. Last week, I was visiting a friend in New Jersey, and I was on a New Jersey Transit train. And first, a man comes on the train and starts walking back and forth through the cars asking for money, comes back to the car I'm sitting on because, okay, I'm sitting next to the bathroom because the bathrooms are near the exits, and I like to make a quick exit from New Jersey Transit, okay? So the gentleman comes back in and enters the bathroom, and someone knocks on the door. And you hear from inside the bathroom, I'm taking a shit, which we all know means I'm dodging my fare. And so the person walks away, and then the bathroom door cracks open. And I know that he's dodging his fare, so I'm not worried about smelling anything. I'm fine. Cracks the bathroom door open, leans over and announces to everyone in the entire car, "I'm taking a shit." Tell the conductor, like, come on, dude. Crisis averted. He gets out of the train, and then a very pungent gentleman gets on the train and sits behind me. This man was covered in urine, like covered in so much urine it couldn't possibly have all been his own, because no single human being could possibly produce that much pee unless they were like extraordinarily well hydrated, in which case it would not have smelled like this. And then this man goes into the bathroom, comes out a few minutes later, starts to come out, and I feel a roll of toilet paper hit me on the shoulder and bounce off my shoulder. This man has thrown a roll of toilet paper at me. And before I could even call him a fucking asshole, I look over and he's looming in the doorway, about to fall over and plant his pungent head in my lap. And he just says, "I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to throw that at you. I was bringing it back to my seat."
Yeah.
What? What on earth are you going to be doing in your fucking seat with a roll of toilet paper that you weren't doing in the bathroom, and that you probably should have done before you got on the train? I narrowly escaped after hearing him get back to his seat, hunch over, and just say over and over again, "I don't feel well. I don't feel well. I don't feel well." And my horror at the prospect of being projectile vomited on was almost canceled out by the fact that he at least had decent grammar. I got on 2 stops before my stop to the sound of projectile vomit, which I am not going to imitate. And that's what I went through last week. And the moral of the story is, can you guys fucking imagine if the New York City subways had bathrooms?
Nice.
Thank you so much, everybody.
You're right. Oh, there you go. Okay. Well, that was the last act of the last show for indefinitely. So I guess it's over.
Hey.
It's au revoir.
It's over.
It's au revoir for now.
Speaking Canadian.
Hey, Mike, I
Yeah.
usually work my mom and dad into the set, and I didn't tonight. So it may be the last time. So we've just got to, on 3, 2, 1. Everybody ready?
Yeah.
3, 2,
Bye,
1.
Mom and Dad.
Yes,
Bye,
Mom.
Mom and Dad, thank
Bye,
you.
Mom and Dad.
Stole a little of my thunder. I was going to thank them personally, but sure, let's all thank.
Okay.
Your thunder is my thunder.
I did the one continent away thing, so I deserve.
Thanks for the memories, Mike.
Oh, guys, stop it!
Oh, yay.
Cry.
Cry.
I can't do it on cue.
Pincher, Mr. Longshore, pincher.
I can't think of a single thing that I can do on cue, so this be fine. You know, I don't know your names, either you or your husband's names. All I know is J Plan.
Right. We're just mom and dad.
Mom and Dad.
Well, you know what? You've been a mom and dad to us all.
That's right.
Oh, well, that's very nice.
Yay.
It's been really fun.
You laugh at some of these things, you know, you laugh at some of the things I say when you really shouldn't. I mean, I'm not necessarily particularly funny myself, but I can recognize it when it comes.
You're
And you
We're
still,
being
You're
polite.
funny, Mike.
still very. So Chuck,
Yeah.
as the producer of the show, I'm sure you may have, well, I'm not sure, but you may have some words of farewell that you'd like to share. And we also need to do
A photo.
Silly photo. So everybody
Photo.
just
Photo.
do one of these.
Can I just say one thing, since I've been saying it all night? Danny and I are totally different. Totally. I mean, yeah, I'm a big black guy, and she's a lovely white woman. But I mean, she is worried about
Wait a minute. Wait, you and who are different?
Danny.
Oh, Danny and you are great.
Yeah, I mean, she's worried about dogs eating Oreo cookies and getting chocolate poisoning. And all I could think in that story was, does the 5-second rule still count on a subway train? We are just so different. You know what I mean?
You know, you may not find a lot of people that are in your camp anywhere. You may just be different, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. All right. I'll accept that. Mike. I'll accept that from you. You're the only one I would accept.
I remember. Well, you know what? Let's do the picture. I'm not going to say what. I had a couple of incidents in the subway system myself when I was.
Okay, everybody give it the moose ears. 3, 2, 1. Moose. Awesome. All right. Thank you.
Are we going to turn off the U and the tube? Have we done
Hi,
that?
YouTube. Stay